But let's take a look at Zillow here with an example of a property in Scottsdale that they've majorly overpriced. So today I'm doing another open house over in Gainey Ranch. I thought I'd do another video. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to do some more updates on the Phoenix real estate market. We're going to talk about what questions people are asking, what things they're Googling right now to find out if we can give some answers to it. We're always trying to add our input as we're a real estate agent. We're out working every day. We're talking to buyers and sellers. We understand what the buyers are going through right now in this market. It's a tough market out there for a lot of people. Right now, we're seeing the first-time home buyers are somewhat out of the market, even though the big investors that everyone hates, the Wall Street investors, which I don't like either, they're not in the market right now. Maybe they're waiting for something. Maybe they know something that nobody seems to know. All right, so here's some common questions people are asking right now. Is Arizona's housing market predicted to rise in 2025 despite past downturns? Right now, what I'm seeing is it depends. It depends on the neighborhood. It depends on the city. Not all cities are the same. We seem to see Chandler and Gilbert right now, where there's some good employment areas down there and there's some new construction. Those areas seem to be some of the stronger areas in the market. Now, a starter home down there could cost you around $650,000, so it's not for everybody. But if you have a good job and you live down there, it's a possibility it might work for you. Then we can go over into Sun City, for an example, where we have a lot of 55 plus people. Over there, the market's pretty much flat. It compete against your neighbor, drop your price if you have to, but if you really need to sell, the only way you're going to be able to probably get it sold is do updating to your place or reduce the price. And remember, when people come in and they're asking for a price reduction due to let's say a new kitchen or something that the home needs, carpet, whatever, they pretty much almost double the reduction on the offer of what it's going to cost them to do that work. So for an example, if you had to put new carpet in a property and it costs $5,000, they're probably going to make an offer for $10,000 less. So the thing that I always recommend to my clients, if they can afford it, is we do some updating. We fix things that need to be fixed. You know, if our air conditioner is older, we're going to do an inspection on it. We're going to know exactly what it needs. If it needs some repairs, we're probably going to recommend doing them. The roofs are a tough one because right now, there's a lot of deals falling out on inspections. And Arizona roofs last a long time, but a lot of people don't know what condition the roof's in because they're not a roofer and they've never been on the roof. That's another thing you find when you go into an attic of a home. I just sold a home for $3.6 million and it had polybutylene pipe, which is a plastic pipe that has known fault. It deteriorates from the chlorine in the water. Now, you're buying a $3.6 million home and you have to deal with polybutylene pipe. We have to go back into the home now and tear out that old pipe. Another question it's asking, is Phoenix a buyer or a seller's market? Well, for the most part right now, it's pretty much a buyer's market. Inventory is up about 35%. Another question on here, why is Phoenix getting so expensive? Well, that all started back in COVID with low interest rates and all the people moving here from California. In my last video, I talked about that and I said, listen, there's not a line of cars coming over from California to buy your home for cash anymore. Those days are over. The moves have been made. A lot of people are moving back to California. And from Phoenix, a lot of people find it unaffordable, so they're moving to Tennessee, Alabama, and some other places. But let's take a look at Zillow here with an example of a property in Scottsdale that they've majorly overpriced, and it's still not sold. So this particular property, they just had a $100,000 price reduction on April 1st. So let's take a look at this property. They had it on the market for $1,490,000. They took it off. They put it up for rent. This is back in 2023. Then they took it back off the very next month. Now they put it back on for rent again for $4,500. And not even the next month, the same month, they took it back off again. Now they put it back on the market for sale, $1,490,000. Then they go into 2024 September, they drop it down 6% to $1,395,000. Literally by the end of the next month, so almost 2 months later, they're down at $1,390,000. Now going into 2025 in February, they drop it down to $1,349,000. Now we go the next month, almost month and a half. Now they're down to $1,299,000. And then here we are in April, they drop it again to $1,199,000. Now this property is not selling, and the first thing I can tell you is, even though it looks really large, the big portion here to the left, that's an RV garage. So that's not square footage. That's not allowing people to live in a bigger home, even though they're on an acre lot. A 2,400 square foot home on an acre lot is not a big home. You know, there's a lot of excess space. Now there may be other issues because where this property is located, I believe this one backs up to a busy road. We'd have to look at the map up here and take a look and see it. Yeah, look, it's right on Shea Boulevard, and Shea Boulevard in this area is one of our busy roads. It heads over toward Fountain Hills on one side. It's right by the Mayo Clinic. So it's a little bit outside of Scottsdale, heading east. So let's take a look at this on the map. And you can see it's really close to a busy road, which is Shea Boulevard. Now this is a little bit on the far east side of Scottsdale, so it's a little further out, so to speak, but it's right next to the Mayo Clinic. It's in a pretty good location, even though you'll probably hear this road noise all the time. To get a property on an acre for a million, 1.2 million, I mean, that is a pretty good price in Scottsdale. So anyway, we just wanted to give you a market update here, talk about a few things. Every suburb or every city around Phoenix is having a different market reaction right now with what's going on. It's all supply and demand, and certain neighborhoods or certain homes are still selling. But we are seeing a lot of price reductions. And remember, in one of my other videos, I talked about the first sign of a market correction or a crash, whatever you want to call what's happening. It always starts with things behind the scenes. It's new home builders offering incentives but not lowering the price. They're going to give you a landscaping package. They're going to do other things. Rather than lowering the price, they're going to give you an upgraded kitchen. They're going to give you an appliance package. They're going to give you landscaping package. There's things they're going to do other than lower the price.